Josh, he's an hour late.
I don't know, man.
Oh, you're okay.
Sorry.
Well-
Sorry.
God,
Oh, it didn't even send. Okay. No,
this is like a week ago.
right. Okay. No,
I know it's a podcast, but I mean,
yeah, well, no, that's my bad. I thought you were saying next
no,
week.
no,
dude.
wait, it's my bad.
No,
It's my
okay,
bad.
Well,
Does that work every time
to
for
be
you?
honest with you, it's kind of your bad. I mean, not. You know what? No, it's all right.
Hey,
if you want
hey.
it, if you want it, it'll be my
How's
fault.
that? Is that enough for my bad?
Bro.
Ooh. So unprofessional. No, but let's start the pod. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Gray Area Podcast, where we cover everything gray in career and life. And I am your host, Maximilian Decker, and I am here with, one of the most iconic, I want to say, actors, voiceover actors, directors, artists I know, Donovan Patton. What's up, Dono?
Hey, man, good to see you.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's
Well,
a great
I'm
time.
probably Donovan Patton
Yeah.
on Instagram.
Okay. So El Dono,
Yep.
Can we talk about El Dono?
Sure.
How'd you come up with that name?
Well, this comes from a more than I don't trust the internet completely, and so basically I just set it up as El Dono so that I knew that if someone was emailing me L, then they definitely didn't know me. Because sometimes they'll choose to just take anything there, and then they're like, "That's your first name." I mean, it's kind of I don't know. It makes me sound paranoid.
Well, I mean, you started that with "I don't trust the internet."
I don't,
You
man.
don't? Wait, hold on. What did you trust about the internet? About maybe yourself, Donna?
I'm a little too gullible to not try to. I could be scammed easily, probably.
Oh wow.
Maybe.
So put El Dono out there, and then
Yeah.
you kind of like
Yeah. Well, now I just said the thing, gave it my whole. If I was serious about the security of it, I wouldn't have said anything about it.
Well, there you go.
I
If
don't
you
know.
want to totally clickbait him, just
Yeah.
put out El Dono.
El Dono.
And you're kind of screwed.
AKA the Dono.
Okay, so
yeah, the
you're-
Dono
you're-
sounds pretentious.
The
El Dono sounds fun.
The
I don't know.
Dono. So no, but seriously, okay. So let's segue into this because you are like on one of the most iconic, I want to say, kids shows.
Sure.
Well, shows. I don't want to even minimize it like that, but you were on Blue's Clues,
Yeah.
and you were Joe on
Yeah.
Blue's Clues.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how did that come about? Because that's a gray area in itself, being on a
Oh.
kids show that big, and then getting the job. So how was that? What was the process?
That's like the grayest of areas. I was just an actor living in New York doing Shakespeare and working at this restaurant. And
what Shakespeare? What role?
I think I'd just done like Claudio and Much Ado About Nothing. I don't know.
Wow.
I did an 8-person Romeo and Juliet where I got to play Mercutio, which is my favorite role in all of Shakespeare.
Really?
Up at the Hangar Theater up in Ithaca, New York. That was fun.
Wow. What year was this?
No, it was a while ago. This is 98,
please date yourself.
99?
99?
Yeah, it was directed by this dude named Kevin Moriarty, who later became the artistic director of the Hangar Theater. It was awesome.
That's kind
Loved
of
it.
cool. That's really cool.
Yeah,
So you went from Shakespeare to Blue's Clues.
basically.
Wow.
Little
So
bit.
what? So
But at the time,
what-
okay, so my very first audition, I basically ran away on my lunch break in the middle of a double to go audition the very first time.
where
I had
were you
no
working?
idea what
Where
the
were you
show. I
working?
was working at a place called Pescatore on 2nd Avenue and 50th Street.
I think I ate
in
there
New York.
once.
You might have. I think it's still there. I don't know. Last time I was in New York, I went.
Sounds fishy.
And it is.
Sorry. No. Okay. So you're running into.
Yeah. So then I was just through the course of auditioning, I was up for Blue's Clues and Blair Witch 2 at the same time.
Oh man.
So and I was psyched about that audition because I got to meet Joe Berlinger, and one of my jobs before that was I was working in this video store, so I'd seen all of his movies. I'd seen Brothers Keeper and Paradise Lost and these gritty documentaries, and so I was psyched to meet him.
Wow.
And I got the children's television show instead.
Do you think it's because you might have wanted the Blair Witch 2?
Ooh.
And then because you didn't want Blue's Clues, you ended up getting Blue's, because that's how it always works. Can I just say that?
Yeah.
Like the one thing you don't care about or what you don't want, you end up getting.
Sure. Well,
just like-
you're probably
just
more
like-
relaxed. There's that. Nothing stinks worse than desperation. So you're like, can I get this one? Can I get this?
Yeah.
And that immediately sort of repels people.
You might have talked too much in the audition.
Maybe, I don't know. I got to like make out in that audition.
I like all your movies. I hate this guy.
I feel like this guy.
This fucking guy liking my movies. How dare you?
You're gonna have to be on set with him, and he's gonna fanboy out for like 3 months.
In all fairness, I can't tell you who the lead of Blair Witch 2 is right off the top of my head.
I think some of them went on to have pretty successful careers.
Name one.
I don't know, but I got a mind like a sieve when it comes to names.
But I mean, they're probably working actors, and they've done a ton of stuff. Sure. And hats off to them. But I mean, so you didn't get Blair Witch. You get Blue's Clues. What is that process when they call you? The contract, was it worth the money? Talk to me.
Okay, so I also remember working at that same restaurant. I'd been fired from there, and I think they hired me again. I got fired from all of my regular jobs.
Well, maybe it's because you were sneaking off.
Well, yeah,
to
basically.
go do auditions.
I mean, yeah.
And they're like, this guy's sneaking off to go do auditions. We got to fucking teach him a lesson.
Yeah, I mean, I was completely irresponsible. I was late all the time. I don't know if you have any experience with that.
But when we're young, we do that, right?
Yes.
Okay, so anyway, sorry.
And so, I remember getting a call that they had put in the offer, and I was basically right outside that same restaurant. And
what
it was
the
like,
offer? Let's talk money.
Talk money.
Was it worth it?
Well, I mean, at the time, I just remember being very concerned. I said I didn't want this to pigeonhole me. And
come on,
for real.
It's like, do you not see like what you're doing? Like the movie you want, you don't get. I don't want to get pigeonholed. Do you think you got pigeonholed or what?
Well, I have been working in children's television basically for the past 20 some odd years in one capacity or another. I've done a lot of other stuff too.
Yeah, you've directed.
Yeah,
voiceover.
Directed a little bit, and I'm trying to write a little bit more all the time, which is a difficult process for me. But you gotta,
writing is like writing scripts, right?
Yeah.
Not writing like he knows how to write. It's writing.
Right.
It's
my penmanship's
screenplays.
No,
there's a difference.
It's hard to read actually. Like if you look at anything that I've physically written, because I write it all on notebooks. But I mean, so if you try to look at those, it would both be hard to read emotionally and the actual reading.
But I mean, there's a degree that you are part of the 1% that like books and works as an actor in New York on top of that.
Sure, yeah. I mean, I've always been really aware of just how fortunate I was. What's
the first day like? Because obviously they let go of the first actor that was doing it.
Well, the first days he was there. We did 3 episodes together.
Oh,
and
really?
So, yeah, he was there to kind of help me out and get used to the rhythms of what that job is. It's a very specific job.
And he was Steve. He's Steve, right?
Yeah.
So Steve, then you're Joe, and then there's the other guy.
Now there's a new dude named Josh.
Now Josh. Did you guide him through the process?
Steve was there. We were both there. Like, that was more of Steve's thing still. But I was later able to write a few of those, like co-wrote with a woman named Caitlin Hodson.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
I directed a few episodes of that too. So
that's cool.
When I came back to the show, when it was rebooted, I was able to direct and finally take that step.
Is it still going on right now?
Yeah, it's been filmed. They film up in Canada.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
But being on the first day of set and you're coming from Shakespeare, you're leaving your job. You got this gig, this like full time. What's the shooting process like? How much are you making? Can we get back to that question?
Well, so that was one thing that was extra nebulous, I suppose. Not to go like too far into the contract, I suppose, but you get a guaranteed amount of certain number like of episodes per series cycle. Oh. And so I think it was guaranteed 10 episodes at first.
Right.
Knowing that the season would be like 22 episodes. So you're like you never really know what to plan for as an actor.
Cuz like when I was on All My Children in New York back in 2003, I was guaranteed like 80 episodes.
Oh, wow.
And then, I got like 1,500 a day, I think, minimum 2.5 a week as a series regular contract. But you're going to get paid out whether you do those or not at the end of the year.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like maybe the same thing.
I think it was like 10,000 per episode.
Wow.
Something like that.
It's good to know that children's shows pay more than soap operas.
No, but I mean, you would film episodes like, that was a quick thing.
Yeah, we learned 60 pages a day. You would do like 5. So it's like.
Well, in that we would.
Sorry, Shakespeare.
Actually, no. In terms of an actor schedule, that was fairly grueling. Like we would rehearse the episode in one day, and then we would shoot a full 22-page episode in about a day and a half, 2 days after
Oh, like
that.
a play. You'd actually do it like a play.
Well, yeah, you try to do it as sequential as possible, and
Right.
because it was all green screen. Like at that time, the technology was such that now, I mean, you can get away with tons of stuff, but there you had to be really careful with the psych and really careful with anything that if it got scuffed, then the camera would pick it up, and so they had to repaint it and whatnot.
But it's gonna be easier now with AI, right? I mean,
Oh my gosh, everything's so much easier now.
Yeah.
Directing, I was like constantly like, wait, is that going to be a problem? And then you talk to some of the guys who are in charge of knowing what can or can't be animated over, and like, oh, that's no problem. And I'm always fascinated by like, that's really not a problem.
So how do
That
you
looks
work,
like a giant
how do you work
problem.
with the dog though? I mean, the dog Blue is obviously like consistent in a sense where the show's around him. How do you what's the you have the script, but it's like how is it acting off something that's not there?
Well,
the green screen.
Well, every time we had an eye line, they would cut these ping pong balls in half that were painted blue or green if we were doing a blue screen or a green screen.
Oh, wow.
And so, you'd got to, figure out your eye lines with the DP and the director. And then I was always acting with one person who was off camera. And it was either...
So you had somebody acting as the dog. Like on all fours and kind of looking up at you. And
No. They were just doing the voice. And so
The
you just
voice.
had the timing.
Got it.
So you're basically just acting with somebody who's like... saying all your lines off to my right most of the time.
How did that make you feel as, an actor coming from Shakespeare? I think we both we worked at the Playhouse New York.
Yeah,
I got to work with
Playhouse.
Catherine Gately over there, and you were there too.
Yeah, with Ron Stetson and Richard Pinner.
I got to,
and Gary, yeah.
And so how was it having that pedigree, going to Blue's Clues and doing that? Were you trying to break out and do film? Were you trying to do other auditions at the time to kind of like maybe...
During Blue's Clues?
Yeah, during Blue's Clues.
No,
they
was
locked
not.
you in.
In my contract, they had to approve any other jobs I had, and looking back on it, I should have pushed back a lot more. That's one thing where if I could like just reach back in time and smack myself in the head, I would totally do that. I would have been doing more. I was a little bit lazy. I was a little bit complacent in terms of like being a professional.
Right.
You know.
Was there any glory to people recognizing you on the street? They're like, "Hey, Joe, Blue's Clues."
Not a lot. I mean, well, it also took 2 years. I was working on that show for 2 years before my episodes ever aired.
Oh, man.
So it was like I kind of had a job, and the people that knew me knew what I was going to be doing. But nobody ever really recognized me that much on the street. I remember I would take the subway home. And like one lady started talking to me about it. She recognized me on the subway, and then like a day later, for some reason, she'd like all of these. We were talking about Lord of the Rings for some reason. I don't know, like the conversation.
Maybe because how popular it was.
Like, maybe, I'm not sure.
I mean,
and
it's
then,
Lord of the Rings,
Yeah, but then she basically like all the Game of Thrones books were with the doorman in this building. I happened to have a doorman at that time, or whatever, and it was like, and we like a little note in it, and I was like, wait, so. You follow me home? But I mean, it's nice that you gave me this gift, but then you're like, I don't know. I don't trust the internet. I don't trust people. I don't trust nothing.
Damn. The trust issues. How long was the run?
I did that show for 8 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was first hired in 2000, and then they would go on hiatuses, and they'd work out contracts, and they would sometimes would basically hold my contract for a year.
Right.
And so I wasn't working solidly that whole time. I think
Right.
Steve ended up doing about 100 episodes, and I did like 50.
I mean,
so I did half as many episodes in more time.
That's quite a feat within itself, like doing that many network episodes, right, on Nickelodeon.
I mean, it was pretty cool. And
how's it working for Nickelodeon, by the way?
How was it working with them?
Yeah, like are they like tough on their contracts? Are they?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I remember my manager at the time, who was awesome. God bless her. She was like, I was very lucky to have her.
Did she die? Or what?
No. We stopped working together.
Okay, good. So kind of R.I.P. in career. Right?
I mean, I guess I don't know. She was, but at that time, she was like basically. I met a commercial agent, and then I met her right out of acting school. So like she helped me a ton at that time in my career, and she was just pulling out her hair dealing with the legal department over at Nickelodeon. They were bulldogs. It was tough. She had to fight a lot, and she did, and she looked out for me.
It seems like they kind of hold on to you as they need you, but if you got to kind of further your career, they kind of really push back on that.
A little bit.
Was there anything that you were up for that we might know that you were on Blue's Clues and you could have changed your life besides Blair Witch 2?
I don't think so. No, not during those years. At those years, like I said, I wasn't
going to work,
auditioning for other stuff. I tried to do some plays here and there. I played George Gibbs in a production of Our Town up at the Hartford Stage Company during that time, which was fantastic.
That's cool.
With Hal Holbrook was the stage manager, and his daughter Jeanette Carter was Emily Webb. Was fantastic.
Let's change direction a little bit. How do you feel about Nickelodeon now? Like the documentary coming out right now and all that kind of stuff happening.
I haven't seen it yet, and I don't know. Like, that scares the hell out of me. You know, I wouldn't want to. It just makes you sad, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I was kind of like thinking the same thing in a sense where, here's a company and something that's put out such a lot of good work for people.
Sure.
And then at the end of it, it's like anything else. We kind of start to hear like these horror stories behind, these things that are happening. And so
I never worked with that guy, so I don't know anything like directly or anything like that. But that's about as bad as it gets. Just about.
I mean, it's kind of like in our industry, and like, even as an actor, we kind of go through that gray part sometimes. Like, like I've kind of journeyed through that too, where I've been in positions where I kind of feel like have been kind of uncomfortable, and it's just part of the business, in a sense where like it's such an uncomfortable thing to talk about.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, actors are vulnerable in so many different ways. You have to intentionally make yourself vulnerable emotionally just to do the job, depending on what you are. But like the instability of it, the power dynamics that happen on any given set. I mean, I think actors are very easy to take advantage of in that sense because they feel like you're told all the time that like basically take this opportunity while you have it, and you're told to discount your own power and your own worth 100 times, and you go to auditions and you get told no all the time. You go and sit in a waiting room, now it's all self-tapes, which, has its own dynamic of making you wonder about your own power, your own agency, trusting your own choices, because it feels like you're acting in a vacuum sometimes, at least when you're in a room. On your way to that room, you see 50 other guys that look just like you. And that's kind of horrible.
That's kind of weird, isn't it? Like you see these different versions of you.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, and then on top of that, sometimes they get it over you a lot. You're like, oh, there's that guy again. Come on,
Yeah. But at least when you're in a room, you get that feedback. Like that's why I love theater so much, is because if something works right away.
Yeah. It's a different animal. I mean, that foundation never kind of leaves you.
Yeah, and even if you don't book a job, if you like the old phrase for actors is like if you book that room, if you like at least like maybe you just did good work and that's all you want to do. That's your job is to just go try and do what you can in that moment.
Right.
That's all you got.
If only we were to get paid for the audition and the work that we do, right? But it's
was that in
the contract?
Right?
I think if
Did it get approved or not?
Like if you go over a certain amount of auditions, over a certain amount of pages, but no, the strike necessarily, again, just kind of like, I think the studio was waiting. It's because it's not busy now. It's not busy now. No. It's pretty slow. So, and look, I just got to do 911 Lone Star last week.
Nice.
And I did a little spot on there. And the amount of actors that are working actors that I'm up against, just to get that bit role.
Yeah.
And so, or guest spot, I should say. It's a lot. It's a lot now, but it's still slow. But I think the networks and the studios knew that they were going to hold out another year. They didn't think we were going to budge as quickly as we did.
Right.
Because Fran got a lot of heat to like wrap it up.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Well, and there's the ripple effect of, if actors aren't there on set, there's like a lot of other people's jobs, then they can't do that. Like all the people that do makeup, all the people that are doing costumes, all the people like, they're lighting and stuff like that. There's a limited amount that anybody can do.
But all fairness, what I think a lot of people don't know out there that they talk about acting, but they've never really like acted or have done that. Maybe here and there they moonlighted as it. Is what they don't know is like it's such a global business now. You have studios in Pinewood, you have studios in Canada, you have studios in Atlanta, you have studios everywhere, So it's like it's not really just an LA thing anymore.
No.
I mean, sometimes a lot of people will come out of LA because I think that's where they have like the best training for me, like New York and LA, right? And London. Sure. I think those are the three spots. But for me, it's just kind of like the ones that are like more dedicated, and that's what they do. Their life depends on it. That's why they'll pull from here. So let's talk about this. Let's break away into after the 8 years.
Yeah.
What happened? So it's kind of like, what's that like? Like being there and trying to like maybe reinvent yourself. You know, sounds like you got a nemesis out there, Data from Star Trek, that kind of like takes. Yeah,
I saw him. I didn't even talk to him because I was at a convention this past weekend, and he was there as well. And I meant to like go talk to him about it. And I just
is it kind of awkward? Is it kind of like, oh hey, because he must know you.
Oh no, I don't think
he must. He's like I know that guy from Blue's Clues.
He might.
You know,
I don't know. See, the thing is, like, being the second guy on the show, like Steve is really, really well known,
right?
And you know, and I think just that show had such a big place in people's hearts.
Yeah.
That when I came along, 50% of the audience hated me then and might still hate me now. Like you?
That happened to me on the soap opera. So Josh Duhamel, I came in
like, yeah, I'm one of them.
So I came in and after Josh Duhamel and Rebecca Budig, who was supposed to kind of help me replace Josh, and then Cameron Matheson also, who I love Cameron. I got to see him on General Hospital when I worked. I got to work with him like a year ago.
Nice.
And on GH, and she was not nice. Like my dad had finished passing away, and she comes into the room when they were like, because I was leaving to go do Broadway, and I'd mentioned to Cameron, I'm like, Rebecca could have been a lot easier on me, because I was already fighting the crowd and being the new guy and Latin. Yeah. You know, she comes in as I'm leaving. She goes, Max, I've got to talk to you. And I'm like, yes, Rebecca. And then mind you, my dad has just passed away.
Yeah.
I know your dad has just passed away, but it wasn't easy working with you, coming in and being green and new. And I just said and vocalized what everybody else was saying on set, and I was like, wow, what the fuck was everybody else saying on set about me? I thought I was
she took it upon herself to let you know that everybody on set
I think she had to give me a piece of her mind. And we've run into each other a couple more times, but I just thought, but that's my first year in the business, 2003
right.
series, like, so I didn't know a lot of stuff, and to kind of, so I understand what it's like to be number two. My guy was Josh Duhamel. But what part of that is your
fault too? Like, what are you supposed to do? Be like, sorry, I can't accept this job. Like, what are you supposed to do? That's an impossible position.
I think what happens in the business is there's people that have grace and they'll guide somebody, and then there's somebody that's looking to have their Emmy run.
Yeah.
Like, how do I get my and I understand where she's coming from, but I'm not. I think in my position I would have been a lot kinder to somebody like that.
Well, my philosophy, especially if you're working together, is no matter what you're doing, you're part of a team.
Right.
Like, you're all supposed to be working together to make a thing.
Right.
That the audience then gets to enjoy. And then, otherwise, I mean, I don't know. You don't have to like everybody, I suppose. And
so I have a question.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You said you were worried about getting pigeonholed when you were first on Blue's Clues. And I know we were trying to discuss a little about how what happened after Blue's Clues. And you've done a lot of very cool, credible things. Can you talk a little bit about those?
But by the way, guys, that's
sure.
my producer, Josh Allen. Rob's also doing our tech. He'll always keep us on track too, just to kind of let you know that we do have my producer on this, kind of keeping us on the right track. So go ahead. Sorry, that's Josh, guys.
Yeah. No, okay. So after I did, Blue's Clues finished up, it was a little bit hard in my life. I was not good with my money, like a lot of people who. It's my first job. When I got hired on that job, I was 22 years old. I didn't know anything, and I just thought it was okay for me to pay for things I didn't necessarily need to pay for. Like, I don't know, I was just bad with my money. And so then I was engaged, and then I my wife, when I got married, right before we did, she was like, dude, you need to buy something. Like, and she was just a lot more responsible. She got a better head on her shoulders than me about all of that type of stuff. That's right, Jackie. You do. And so
Jackie's a great photographer, by the way. Like, she does great headshots. Jacqueline Patton, she's awesome.
Yeah, she's fantastic.
I always recommend her to a lot of actors.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's what's so funny is, like, not to get sidetracked too much, is like, when she tries to take my headshots or whatever, like, there are some times when we're just like, really? Both of us with each other. She's looking at me and she's like, how come you're not listening to me? And I'm like, why aren't you, like, telling me more stuff? And it's like, it's really funny.
Yeah. Headshots are always weird, though. Fucking weird, man. Headshots are weird. Why don't you answer Josh's question, though?
So then I was, we bought this little apartment on the Upper East Side, and it was tough for a while. And because I'd been so bad with my money, I actually had to go wait tables again. for a small amount of time.
Dude, I had to go do expo work after all my children.
Yeah.
And I served one of my castmates
delivering
food to them. Yeah, it was, oh my God, Ava LaRue from CSI. She had just crossed over into CSI and I literally had to go out there. So I feel you. So how is that?
Yeah.
I understand you.
Humbling. Incredibly humbling. But at the same time, I think about my mom was a single mom for a lot of years, like growing up and whatnot.
Shout out to mom.
And my grandfather, like at various points, and like my grandparents like lived through the Depression, and they were a little bit of my model of just how to do things. I was like, you can't be too proud. Like, what are you going to do? And so then we also found out we were going to have a kid, and so then it's like then things get real.
Wow.
And so, but out of that, I there's a woman named Sue Kim who worked on Blue's Clues, and a woman named Jen Toomey, and they created a show called Team Umizoomi, and that was my first voiceover job ever.
You played Bot.
Played Bot on Team Umizoomi. And so, like, we did the pilot, and then there was still this, like, year, something like that, afterwards, where it was hard.
What do you think the gray area is in life as an actor in the middle of jobs? Let's talk about that. Because this is the spot. This is a spot, guys. We're talking about the gray area. This is what the show's really all about. Is to talk about the things that people don't know. It's not so black and white. So
Sure.
what is the gray area in life as an actor in between those jobs?
Well, to me, like, I think to get back a little bit to what I was saying before, I think it's not about necessarily holding on to your power. I don't think of it as power as such, but I think it's important to try to always stay creative as possible. And so like creatively powerful,
Right.
to where, and this is one thing that when I was taking classes in your acting studio, like that's what you're always trying to do. Like it's sort of like going to the gym,
Right.
So you can stay limber, so you can stay
Right.
strong, so you can keep your instincts sharp,
Right.
so that you can feel free to make the choices that you want to. Because when you want something a little bit too hard, or when you feel desperate, or when you feel like you only really have one option, that's when a whole lot of negative things can come into your life. Like it's easier to get bitter. It's easier to look at what somebody else has going on, and think, why don't I have that, or start to get petty.
Because that's when we met. We actually met during the pandemic in 2020, like right before,
just a little before.
Yeah, a little before. And then you're like, hey, I want to work together and this and that. And I was like, absolutely. Like, and then I think we're actually in class when I stopped class and I said, guys, I think they're going to shut down the city. Go home and buy food now. I was talking about the lockdowns. I think maybe a little too early.
Maybe a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I was like maybe a month or two early.
But definitely like in the toilet paper shortage,
Definitely.
For sure.
Definitely. And so you'd say the gray area in acting while you're waiting is not fall into desperation.
Yeah, well, I mean, the career path of an actor, I think it's important to try to have as many avenues where you can be as creative as possible. Like if you play an instrument or something like that, do that, continue to just keep yourself filled up.
Yeah.
And it's important, like the community you have around yourself, whoever your friends are, like whatever your habits are, it's important. Because, like it'll either make things easier or more difficult for you.
Would you say that you were pigeonholed in playing on Blue's Clues?
Yeah. I would say so. And that's not anybody's fault necessarily. I mean, we're all so busy. Think about everything that you got going on, and think about somebody when you're just trying to, pigeonholing is really like somebody just associates something with you automatically.
But you're also you're also still very young, like as a male actor, like as an actor.
Oh, for a dude, it's we have that luxury.
Exactly. You still got your 50s, your late 40s, and everything like that. Yeah. So it's still you still have the rest of that, and then you don't have to retire. You can just age out, right?
My plan is to never retire.
Right.
I hope not to.
Right. What's your
plan is to die on set and traumatize the entire crew.
You've already done that. So why don't you tell us the gray area in life?
Well, the gray area in life is
for you, not for
Well, for me, it's like now. I got kids.
How many?
I got 2 kids.
Don't say their names.
I don't say their names.
Yeah, no, I was just telling you not to.
Yeah, I don't do it. I was thinking for a while. I was like, I will call them frankincense and myrrh. And I don't know. That doesn't make any sense. I'm not sure why. I don't know. It's from like the. Doesn't make any sense.
That's not going to create a viral moment. Okay, so next.
But and so that's the balance.
Right.
It's just trying to find. I'm just searching for time now.
So that's the gray area in life, is just how valuable time is.
Yeah, because it takes me a little while to find my focus if I'm working on something. Acting is what I've done the longest, so it sort of comes the easiest. Those are like the muscles that I've exercised the most.
Right.
So like learning something for an audition, like when I have to, I can do it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like I am searching for the times when I can be filled up as an artist. Right. And I think the gray area is like a lot of times we as actors, and I think for other careers, I'm sure they have their own idiosyncrasies and whatnot. We are sort of pushed into a direction of almost feeling like commodities. And I think that probably happens along a lot of disciplines, and instead of like artists and truly valuing what it is that we bring to the equation. Because anything that you see, like nobody ever does it by themselves. Yeah. You need somebody to have written it. Maybe with the possible exception of stuff that people put out on either social media or YouTube or something like that. You can be a complete one-person show.
How are you dealing now with like actors, influencers? Like, how's that gray area? Because that's a gray area too, is like, an influencer now makes a ton of money, probably more money than some actors. Because I mean, now as an actor, like it's like, I don't know what, the rates that you're going by, but it's like at least 8,000 for like, the week or whatever. And then some of these influencers are like $8,000 a post. So, no, but I mean, how do you think that correlates? Do you think that, one feeds the other? Do you think that's a transition, or,
I think it depends on what it is. Certainly I would say the people that are doing that, definitely have, great business savvy. They know how to market themselves. But that's, to me, that's it's not always the same as making art. In my opinion, it'll depend on what it is, because some people make fantastic art, and some people even just doing like TikTok dances that I can't do. I mean, that takes a lot more.
It's obviously getting clicks, right?
Sure.
All right, so let's do this. Let's hear the voice. Let's hear one of your voices.
Ooh, yeah.
From one of your more iconic. So let's try Silver Surfer, the job you lost.
Okay.
To Data. Sorry,
Data.
That's
Brent.
Say his last name again. I like the way
Spiner. Brent Spiner.
Brent Spiner took your role. But anyway, let's see what you put out. So see what he took away from you.
I don't remember what voice I did. I don't think the voice sounded like anything. I think I tried to sound a little bit tough, and I tried to sound a little bit like because he's silver. I tried to maybe put a metallic edge on him a little bit, but he was also very afraid in that one, and so he was saying like, no, I don't know. So I tried to basically have an air of. You all don't know what gigantic power is coming your way. And it was like, I don't know, almost like, was that vocal frying maybe in there somewhere?
I don't know. I'm not a voice actor, so.
Yeah.
But let's try one that you got. So let's go ahead and let's do Bot from Umizoomi, unless you want to do, because I know you were on Dora the Explorer.
Well, what's funny, I did promos with Dora.
Okay.
And that was hilarious.
Okay.
Because the way I work is I'm like, I will be all up over a microphone and so I'm there, and I use my body a lot, and I'm constantly moving all over the place.
Yeah.
And when we played Dora, she stood like 6 feet back from the microphone, and she was just like so much more of a professional than I was.
Yeah.
And she was there. She was just laughing at me when I was doing my
starting
thing.
to see a pattern here.
What?
I'm starting to notice a pattern on what's going on when you're in the studio.
Well, with Bot too, I tried to be like Peter Cullen, and I thought I was going to do kind of an Optimus Prime type thing, but then it was for preschool, so they were like, no, we want you to sound more like you. And I think what we ended on was something that sounded a little bit like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo.
Go ahead.
Because it was like, he'd be like, Millie, Geo, yoinks a doinks, like, wow, Scoob, I can't even believe, like, oh, we've got a mighty math powers, belly, screen. And so he was a little superhero.
So how much did you get paid for that? I want to know how much you got paid for that.
I don't know. I think that was just like I got paid per episode. It was like SAG. That was not a great, SAG minimum.
Do you think do you think AI is going to take over?
I think it's a definite threat. I think I think that's one thing that I, as a SAG member, would like the union to keep pushing for, is just because what's it all for? What are we making art for? If not to
money,
for humans, money. But I mean, whatever. Go sell stocks.
I mean,
it's like, why pick art? Why do that to art? You know what I mean? There's ways of making money in this world if you want to.
So do you agree with banning TikTok? Ooh.
Ooh, banning TikTok?
Banning TikTok, or selling
like a
them,
forced divestiture?
or selling them to an American company like Facebook.
Honestly, I don't know enough about it. Like I could tell you things that I've heard on podcasts, but I'm just regurgitating other people's opinions. I don't know enough directly to tell you like what access they have and how dangerous that could possibly be to our democracy or something like that.
Yeah, let's go back to voices. That was fun.
I don't know. But
How do you feel about
but at
the
the same-
Chinese-American war?
I don't know. Well, I just know that I'm not on TikTok. So I can't really knock it because it's like I know people that are, and I know people that have like.
Do you attribute a lot of the phone and social media to depression with our current generation?
I mean, I probably experience a little bit of it myself, just in terms of like it's so easy to get distracted. It's so easy to,
Well, listen,
basically have it get in the way of anything that you might genuinely be working towards. But at the same time, it's such a powerful tool.
I mean, look, let's
express.
Have you ever been
yourself.
blocked before? Let's start. Have you ever been blocked before?
Not that I'm aware of. I don't know. I'm not too deep into all of that stuff. I mean, I as a proper professional, I probably should be a little bit more engaged online or on social media. I'm on Instagram, but that's it.
You're like, I blocked you.
Did I? No.
Yeah, you did. No,
Did I?
No,
Oh,
you didn't. You didn't. You didn't block me because I
know what you
blocked you
did.
first. Okay, so
You can't
let's
block me. I
let's-
blocked you.
All right, let's.
What if the blocks cancel each other out? That'd be great.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I think that would be kind of. I don't know. Josh, what were you gonna say? You were about to say something over there.
I can't. Do you ever feel if you go out for something and you don't get it? Like, what kind of emotions do you go through as an actor?
Oh, I mean, it's not every role, but there are definitely roles where you're just like, oh, I want this one. This would be fun. This would be really cool.
Right.
And so, yeah, I remember a while ago, the role wasn't, to my mind, necessarily all that interesting, but a good buddy of mine from acting school, his first job out of acting school was on The Sopranos. And I was like, dude. And we all were like, this is huge. And everybody was
my
psyched
acting
for it.
coach was James Gandolfini's acting coach.
What?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So when I got the job on Blue's Clues, I'm convinced that more than half of that audition process, like more than half of the reason I got that job is because I did a Christopher Walken impression on the show, like in my audition. And so Georgianne Walken, Christopher Walken's wife, was the casting director for The Sopranos. And so a while back, like I would just do this impression, like goofing off.
Hold on,
like,
give us the impression. Go for it. Come on.
I go into Walken every now and again, and my friends and my roommates, of which there were at least 13, would tell me to do this all the time at parties, at bars, on the phone, ordering Chinese food. They'd say, do it, and I would. So I had this audition coming up, right?
So I saw the twitch. Hold on. Let's kind of break that down. I mean, he had you even had the twitch. You had the mannerisms. Do the mannerisms help you with the?
I mean,
the
I think it's
cadence?
necessary. Well, okay, so this will all get mixed around professionally. Yeah, I can't separate my physicality from whatever it is that I'm doing in my voice. No, I do that with voice acting all the time. Like,
Right.
I'm like,
you
I
put your
use my
body
body
into,
all
use
the
your body
time.
into it.
And I'll bust takes because I'm like smacking the microphone, here or there or whatever. It's
It's
definitely
a real
thing.
problem.
But I love him, and I loved him. Everything from, King of New York Communion to, like...
Did she become
Pennies
a
from
casting
Heaven,
director?
like-
Did she become a casting director after she married Christopher Walken?
That I don't know.
Or did she? Or was she? Did he meet her as a casting director? Interesting.
I'm not sure.
Huh.
Because I'm not like an expert on his
But
life
she
or
hired
anything
you.
like that. No, she didn't. So
She-
I had this
oh,
audition.
she didn't
And all
hire
of my
you.
friends, all of my buddies were like so the audition was to be, I think, Meadow Soprano's boyfriend.
Oh yeah.
And, and there's certain other aspects. And like, I'm not Italian, so I think maybe like in terms of like, I'm sure that's in the mix. But I think, I could conceivably look Italian, possibly.
You look Italian.
But
fact, though-
but all my friends were like, dude, when you're in the room, you got to do the walk-in. You got to do it. And they were like, all my friends were like amping me up so much to maybe go in that room.
Yeah.
And then I knew instantly as soon as I met her. If I'd been a little bit smarter, I would have known way before I even got in the room. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, as soon as the door opened, I was like, what am I going to do? An impression of this woman's husband to her? in a professional setting. Like, that's a terrible idea. And I didn't,
Yeah.
to my credit.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'm going to have to say your instincts were spot on right there. Because I think she would have thought you were the biggest jerk if you would have done that. I would have been like...
But to work on that show at that time.
Or how many times,
that was, like,
has
the
she
biggest show.
gotten that she's like, okay, here we go. This one's like...
Yeah, I'm sure she's like,
She burned out with that.
Like, I know who's next is going on the do not
Josh.
ever hire list.
Talk to me, Josh. What's going on? A fun fact, by the way, Donovan's related to General Patton from World War II, right? Extended cousin or something like that.
Yeah, the first Patton came to the United States. This is the story my father told me. Came to the United States from Ireland as an indentured servant and had 6 children, 6 boys. Rather, like, I don't know if he had female offspring as well, but then the eldest of them, they fought in the Revolutionary War and eventually started the West Point legacy, becoming General George S. Patton and all of his relatives. And the very youngest one
became the lead of Blue's Clues.
No, he became a farmer in West Virginia. I don't know.
What a vast array of talent.
Yeah, you got 2 roads.
So let's kind of go. Josh, what were you saying before I kind of threw that fun fact in there?
Just moving on to the cold reading.
Oh, cold reading.
Ooh.
So I liked cold reading's big in like acting when you grab material. And I like what's the name of that magician? Chris Angel?
Oh,
Chris Angel. He talks about cold, like, how psychics aren't real, and I don't know what you feel about like astrology and all that kind of stuff, but really what a person's doing cold reading.
Right.
So I'd like to maybe take a stab at cold reading you with some astrology stuff.
Sure.
To see how we can kind of piece that together. What's your birthday? Give the birthday out there.
Birthday is March 1st. Do I give you the year?
Yeah, because I'm going to try to cold read.
March 1st,
I already got enough information too. Like, I'm not going to bullshit you. Like,
Okay.
You started working at 22. You got a nice contract at 22. And then at 30 you opted out. Like you kind of came out of that.
Yeah, I just kind of like went away at that point.
Okay,
yeah.
so let's see. So pull up his birthday. Was it March 1st, 1978? So he's 46.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's quick.
Yeah.
That's quick. I saw that online too. I'm not going to take credit for that. All right, so let's go and see this. Let's see this. So you're Pisces, huh?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, let's see. So like a lot of people don't understand that in astrology. It's not even about the signs. It's more like positive, negative, and neutral, right? That's really kind of how it starts to go. So you've got a neutral sign, which is Pisces. And
it's neutral? Why? Because there's 2 of them, 2 fish type deal?
Yeah, because your neutral signs are like Pisces, Virgo, Sagittarius, Gemini.
Okay.
Right? They're kind of all like in categories, which are the neutral signs. And then your fixed signs are like Scorpio, Aquarius, Leo, and what's the fire?
Capricorn?
What's the fire fixed sign? Leo. And then you got your cardinal signs, which are the other 4. So go pull it up. Pull up 1978 in ephemeris. Oh. So March 1st. Let's go. So we're gonna go to
a lot of cool people had this birthday. By the way, I don't know if that does that matter at all.
Yeah. I mean, you're 28.
Harry Belafonte.
28. He's a 28. So the thing to a 28, when your birthday adds up to a 28, it's like Elon Musk is a 28.
Okay.
Bill Gates is a 28.
What?
Yeah. So moving on, it couldn't work out or what? Okay, March 1st. Go to March 1st.
January 1978.
So I already know kind of what you are. You're like a Pisces with a Sag moon, cusp Capricorn. So if we scroll down,
I don't know what any of that means, Max.
I'm just doing numbers here. So scroll down a little bit. So you're born on Pisces, Scorpio, and then your Venus is a Pisces, 19 degrees Mars. Okay, so let's scroll down a little
Pisces, is that cool? Does that do anything
You're
for me?
You're not double Pisces. You're Scorpio, cusp, Sagittarius. But you are 28, so you're meant to have money.
All right.
So like at 15, you move around a lot. 15, 16, 17.
Actually, yeah. I went to a boarding school when I was 15.
It's in the chart because you're in a Gemini moon, which means you travel a lot.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm a military brat as well, so I basically moved around my whole life.
Yeah, but 15, 16, 17, and then let's see this. He should have been in a. Scroll down a little bit. Let's see. So some 17, 18, 19, 20, 20. Wow, so you got your contract as soon as you became an Aries. You went into Venus in Aries. All right, so let's scroll down even more. Let's see at 30. Let's go past 30. So at 31.
This is a little like looking into the Matrix.
Did you have your first kid at like around 31? 32?
How old am I now? 32.
Yeah, it's because you're in a Capricorn moon. And then there should have been some hardship in your life. Go ahead, pull it back up. Scroll down a little bit more. I would say when you hit Pisces, so you're 36. Some hard
So like
times.
10 years ago?
Yeah.
Well, my father died 10 years ago. So yeah, that
That's
qualifies.
pretty hard. Yeah. And then the second one, I mean, I'm just cold reading on what it says on the numbers. And then the second one would be again after the Pisces, again, some tough times at 42 during COVID.
Sure.
42, 43.
Well, I mean, that's everybody though, right? I mean, maybe not necessarily.
I mean,
not if you're like the CEO of Zoom.
usually when somebody hits a Gemini moon like that, a neutral sign like that, and then you're a Sag, which is a fire air, it's usually like a big separation. You got to go through yours,
Yeah.
in a sense where your relationship's very stable and good, but it looks like there was some like hardship there too at 42, 43.
Yeah. I mean, I went through some stuff.
I don't know.
We try to work it out.
Okay.
I'm in therapy, man. I'm working on it.
But here you are now.
Yeah.
Killing it with Jackie. But Jackie's amazing. I know
She
Jackie.
is.
She's great. So how accurate was that? Was that good? What'd you say?
Yeah, I mean, like all of
Or
those
were you just
details
bullshitting
were.
me because we're friends? and
No,
you're kinda
all
like,
of the things. Like I went to boarding school when I was 15. You know,
I didn't know that.
basically.
I didn't know that.
Okay, so you said there was a lot of travel. What was interesting is like we moved to Napa, and then I found out that I got a scholarship to go to Interlochen Arts Academy, where I eventually
wow.
went to high school.
Wow.
But basically, after I'd been I was like in Napa Valley High for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then they were like, well, you got enough scholarship money. So then I immediately went to Michigan, like left like a week later, 2
That's
weeks
crazy.
later.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was intense. So yeah, I mean, a lot
And then
of movement
as soon as you
right
became
there.
an Aries at 22, that's when you got your show. And Aries with the Leo moon actually.
Okay.
So you
So
you're
my
very
wife's a Leo. I like to call her
So
my
then
Leo moon.
you used to be very introverted
my-
when you were a kid, because as a Pisces you're supposed to be like very in your head, very like.
I mean, I might have been in my head a lot. I don't know if I was ever introverted, but that's.
Okay.
I think I would just like eat a bunch of gummy bears and run around like a maniac.
What kind of gummy bears?
Well, we lived in Germany when I was a kid, so they had gummy everything. I had like gummy snakes, gummy bears. Like
I'm
remember-
talking about medicinal like gummy bears.
oh no. I wish, man.
Can
I
you
wish
not
I
do
liked it.
Can you not be a bad boy on like when you're doing Blues Clues? Can you like?
Oh
imagine?
no. You're not supposed to do that. No, you're not supposed to.
All right, what's up, Josh? What's up? We did the cold reading part. That's kinda like.
I guess wrapping up, we can go to things you're not doing when, or things you are doing when you're not acting.
Yeah, let's not
And-
talk about acting. What do you like, Donovan Patton? Hobbies, extracurricular activities. Like, what's your gray area there?
Well, right now, I basically drive my kids to a lot of soccer games. I just spend a lot of time on the sidelines of soccer fields, shouting at kids to look around and not leave their mark. Like you got to defend sometimes, right?
Are you a coach?
No, I'm just the obnoxious parent,
So
like
you're
like over
you're
there.
just sideline coaching.
I'm getting better all the time.
Yeah.
I've been trying to write more on my own, but I guess that still counts as professional stuff. I love to ski.
Is there any other celebrity / pseudo celebrity parents that you're out there maybe fighting with? I'd be like, leave my kid alone, Mark McGrath.
No, I would see him sometimes.
He's
though.
up Sugar Ray.
He
No, I'm kidding.
lives somewhere around.
Yeah,
here.
he's around here. He's in the
yeah.
neighborhood. Come on down.
Our kids. I don't know. I think my daughter and one of his kids had like first communion at the same time. So
Oh,
it was like I
really?
would actually see him in church.
My daughter and the creator of 2.5 Men went to school together and became best friends.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but he'd always ostracize me. He'd be like, make me feel like,
Dang it.
not
He
good
talked
enough.
to those people at all my children. He was like, he had some conversations.
No,
Follow along.
he
No,
doesn't
that's just
care.
mean. No.
No, look back to you. But what so you're a soccer
I like to
dad?
ski. Yeah, I mean, well,
You
and then
ski?
Yeah.
Like Olympic skiing or
Olympic? No, I'm not like tearing up a Super G, course or anything like that. I just do it for fun. But I love it, and I finally got my kids into it too, which is great.
that's
so it's like
neat.
I didn't have a lot of like you will do this, you won't do that as a parent, but I told my kids emphatically, you will learn to ski before you learn to snowboard.
How does your kids deal with
I'm
you
a
being
snob.
like an actor voiceover?
Oh man, they think I'm so annoying.
Really?
Yeah, they can't. Well, I mean, I ratchet up the corniness too. Like I lean into the dad jokes, and I try to punish them with my childlike enthusiasm as often as I can.
That seems like a neat situation.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Okay, let's go to the last part of the gray area show here. What's a rant? What's a gray area right now that you're dealing with, or what's something that's like kind of like, you're dealing with that maybe is in the way of getting to where you want to get next, or you are kind of where you are now, and you're dealing with these things that might be.
No, I mean, it's interesting. As a creative being, for me personally, like it's trying to find that balance, and I'm battling. There's an urge, I suppose, to feel like taking the next step or the next evolution as an artist or whatever, or working on whatever you need to work on, and try new things, feels selfish. Because it's new. And whenever you try to do something new, chances are you're probably not going to get paid for it the first time, and so it does feel a little bit like a selfish endeavor. And I think that's all connected to one kind of fear or another. I'm not one of those people that happens to be blessed with just boundless amounts of confidence, thinking that anything I do is essentially like divinely ordained, and like everybody should just all feel super grateful to hear whatever it is that I have to say.
Most actors will say that though, won't they? They're like, I'm meant to do this, right? That blissful ignorance of confidence to do and be a star or something like that, which we still. I mean, I don't even understand when people talk like that. I'm like, what are you on?
Right?
When they believe their own shit.
Well, when I became an actor, I don't understand fame, to be honest with you. Yeah. I get it that it has its own uses and tools. It's never been what's
propaganda. Propaganda.
But that's not what's interesting to me.
Right.
What's interesting is the connection. What's interesting is the story. What's interesting
is being
is
present.
Yeah.
Being present in the moment with the emotion that comes with it.
Yeah. And so cool. I think it's sort of incumbent on all of us to try to write a little bit more and try to at least find stories that we search out and want to tell.
Yeah.
Because if you wait around for somebody to bring it to you, I mean, it might work out, it might not, but I think, you wouldn't you rather be a searcher than like essentially like, somebody that like, wait to be chosen?
Yeah. Where do you end, honestly, like, where do you really see yourself in the next 5 years? If you consistently do what you do, like where do you want
5
to be?
years.
Yeah, 5 years.
I'm hoping that inside of the next 5 years,
because you'll be 51, you'll be 50,
51.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good age for a man.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grown-ass man with kids.
Well, at that point, will they still be in the house? Will they'll be out of the 5 years?
Were you sent to boarding school?
So I might,
He's like, boarding school for all of you.
Get out of here. No, I'm...
Jacqueline, they're gone to boarding school.
They've
Get
gone.
away from me.
She's like, you'd be like, great. Why don't you go paint that wall?
Sounds about right. Sounds about right.
I'm in 5 years. I'm not even going to hope. I'm going to make this happen.
There you go.
I will be working on or shopping the movie that I've shot that is an idea that right now is rattling around in my head that I'm trying to get on a page.
You'll be pigeonholed with that franchise.
I mean, the idea right now, it's like, I don't know, it could be franchise. Right now it's a movie. So I don't know how long those things last. It's not like something to my...
Are you going to be in it, or are you going to direct it? What's the deal?
I'm hoping that I'd be in it. I don't know if I want to direct it. I'd want to write it and be in it. Okay. Like my brother and I were kids. We would play this game when we were falling asleep. We called it Mansion. And, it was the two of us. We basically like shared a bedroom. We were in this apartment. And we would imagine this big old mansion that could have anything in it. It had water slides and crap in it, like stages with like all kinds of guitars. And we would,
Is this what the movie's about?
No. Okay. No. But
that's a really cool fucking movie. I'm going to start writing that
tomorrow. But it was just a matter of like, imagining whatever it was going to be. I'm getting sidetracked.
The movie.
Yeah. So, wow. Honestly, I don't.
You're talking about the movie and getting it done in 5 years. It's going to happen. Yeah.
Sure. This is where it was. Yeah. So I didn't want to direct it, and we would. The other thing we would play like we would just make believe these things, and it was like stories that we would tell each other when we were falling asleep, and we would always say like we played another game called Nights, and we would imagine the kinds of things that we would do, and I don't know how it tied into the mansion, but we had like basically like kind of like essentially like a holodeck from Star Trek. Not to make everything about Star Trek,
but it seems like you've got this chip on your shoulder with Data.
love him, and I think he's fantastic, and I loved that show. But I never wanted to be the king. I always wanted to be even in our fantasies, like as a kid, like talking, I wanted to be the most famous knight in all the land. I didn't want to be the person that's in charge. I wanted to be the person doing the thing, if that makes sense. And to that, to basically say that that's what I think it means to be an actor.
Just give us one last thing for people out there as they're pursuing acting or voiceover work. What's one thing you'd give them as a recommendation to kind of get into the business and not be afraid of it? Leave them with something.
Yeah, don't be afraid of it. I would say definitely study. Definitely like read a bunch of books. Use what works for you. Find some techniques that work for you and that you can just kind of use and that excites you. You know, I mean, because if you're going to do it, like I think it's important to really fill yourself up and to stay excited, and because that will become infectious. If you're working on something that you're excited about, inevitably, like as you progress in this business and any other, like chances are sometimes you're sort of selling people on yourself, what you're capable of,
that's exactly
or
what
this
you're doing.
idea you have, you know, and so you're supposed to walk into those rooms and be like, I think this is all right. I think it's good to like really like find something that you believe in so that you can like bring it to somebody else and be like, you need to be a part of this. Because I think you said, you know, it's important to have a mission. It's important to have a purpose. It's important to feel that whatever you're doing is important. Right. And I would also say, don't let acting be the only thing in your life. I think maybe for small periods of time, it's fine to do that. Right. But overall, it's important to have other interests. It's important to cultivate friendships. It's important to have a full life because inevitably you're going to have to draw on that stuff as an actor.
It's important to be on time to podcast when you make a time meeting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. So, well,
I mean, it really is. Actually, punctuality is super important. And I'm incredibly sorry.
No, I'm busting your chops. Well, I want to thank you for coming on the pod.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming on and telling us your story and everything gray. And hopefully we'll have you back on again.
Dude.
We'll hit a million subs.
Yeah.
Right. And
smash the subscribe button.
Oh yeah, go for it. Yeah.
Smash all the buttons. Smash the like and subscribe button. Leave a review.
The follow.
Follow definitely. Are alerts important? You want to put alerts on there?
For every comment, Donovan will do an impression of the person that you want him to do an impression of.
Ooh, I might have to learn some impressions now. We're going to be like Rosie O'Donnell,
and then
hey.
and then Data will come on and be like, "Hey, I'm going to come on the show and just kind of like
just do a better impression." And be like,
all right. Well, anyway, that's enough. But guys, well, thank you for coming on, checking us out, and please like and subscribe if you like the pod, and tune in next time. Thank you again. Have a good rest of your day. Thank you.
Yeah.